We have engineered supply chains that can track a single microchip across oceans in real time. We have built architectural marvels and algorithmic trading networks that operate with absolute precision. Yet, the people running these systems are breaking under the pressure. According to the World Health Organization, stress-related disorders drain nearly $1 trillion from the global economy every single year. Many corporate structures still rely on the logic of the industrial age, treating employees as physical resources, essentially biological machinery designed to be measured and depleted. This treatment of the human mind as a replaceable cog drives a direct, measurable decline in corporate stability. An alternative scientific model called the Observer-Dependent Theory of Everything, or ODTOE, offers a different framework. At the center of this model, an employee is an active observer who constantly processes and shapes information. The quality of this worker's internal state, defined mathematically as their coherence, dictates the stability and effectiveness of the enterprise around them. High coherence yields sharp focus and clear decision-making. Low coherence manifests as internal conflict and psychological fragmentation. The theory operates on a nested architecture. Cellular health dictates an individual's psychological state. That psychological state determines team cohesion, which scales up to shape enterprise stability and national economies. Enterprise stability is generated from the bottom up, driven by the internal coherence of individual workers. To see this in practice, we must isolate the psychological state of a single employee. This chart illustrates Formula D1.1, cognitive coherence. It measures the angle of deviation between what a worker deeply values and their required behaviors. Consider a worker whose core value is craftsmanship, but whose quota forces them to prioritize speed over quality. As this mathematical gap widens, the internal friction manifests as emotional exhaustion and depersonalization. Burnout occurs as a quantifiable consequence of this value-behavior misalignment. The friction compounds when multiple individuals interact as a single unit. This network topology maps system coherence, or Formula C4.5. It measures the degree of alignment among a team's shared goals and decision-making patterns. We can see this in action by looking at a manufacturing plant that suffered from accident rates 2.5 times higher than the industry average. Diagnostics revealed frontline workers had critically low system coherence. The company's safety protocols contradicted their production quotas, which eroded the team's coordination. Management restructured policies to align production targets with safety standards, allowing workers to prioritize their inherent pride in craftsmanship. This alignment resulted in an 80% drop in safety incidents and an annual savings of $1.8 million. Resolving the internal friction that leads to external errors prevents physical accidents and secures financial returns. We can pull the perspective back further to view the entire organization as a macro system of interacting teams. At this organizational scale, optimally coherent systems will naturally organize themselves in perfect alignment with the mathematical golden ratio. This visual shows the organizational threshold. When approximately 62 at the global scale, the ODTOE framework suggests that national economic stability is an aggregate of these individual and team coherences. Mission-driven sectors, where objectives align with worker values, foster high systemic coherence. Conversely, industries built on predatory practices breed burnout and eventual regulatory crises. A nation faces structural risks to its economic stability if the foundational units of its economy, the minds of its workforce, are misaligned. The historical assumption that business success requires sacrificing worker well-being is a mathematical illusion. The data indicates that long-term, sustainable profit becomes statistically improbable within a psycho-emotionally fragmented workforce. For modern business leaders today, the single most essential strategic path forward involves actively protecting and continuously cultivating the human observer. In an era of increasing automation, an organization's ultimate survival strategy is investing in the internal coherence of its people.